Back to Castlebar. Now, Claire, you had an opportunity to interview Jedward. They're performing in Melbourne in the next week or so, and you had a good opportunity to give them a call and have a chat to them about their performances and what they're doing. Do you want to say us a little bit? I'm not sure most of our audience would be familiar with Jedward, perhaps. I know they're in a different age bracket from me, like a good big different age bracket, more perhaps your age bracket. So can you tell us a little bit about Jedward first, maybe before we go to the interview?
Yes, well, Jedward are twins John and Edward Grimes, who were in the competition The X Factor in the UK in 2009 and have since become absolute global pop sensations. They have represented Ireland twice at Eurovision with their songs Lipstick and Waterline, and I was lucky enough to catch up with Edward during the week and have a chat with him.
Good. Well, look, we might go to that interview now, and we'll hear, and then we can catch up after that and have a bit of a chat about how they're getting on. So we'll maybe play that, Bradley, now, if you've got that cued, ready to go.
All right, here it is.
This is Claire. Is that Edward?
Yes.
Hello, welcome. Thank you for joining us at 3ZZZ. Now, I'll just get started. It's a real pleasure to welcome Jedward to 3ZZZ today. The Dublin-born duo of John and Edward Grimes were discovered on Series 6 of The X Factor in 2009 and have gone on to become a global pop sensation, releasing 3 albums, Planet Jedward, Victory and Young Love. Their tours of the UK, Ireland and Europe have sold out, and their television series Jedward's Big Adventure and Jedward's Dream Factory have been met with outstanding ratings and been nominated for 2 Irish Film and Television Awards. John and Edward Jedward Fulcher, welcome to 3ZZZ.
Guys, we're really excited to be in Australia. It's totally awesome. It's so cool that we're so far away from home, but there's still Irish people here. So it's really, really good that we get to say hi to everybody. And some people haven't seen their families for ages, or they haven't been up to date with Jedward, but we've done a lot of crazy stuff, and it's cool that we finally come to Australia to say hi to everybody.
That's so great. What crazy stuff have you been up to since you arrived?
Well, we were hanging out with koalas. We went to the beach. It was totally cool. We bought loads of clothes yesterday because basically we were charged $1,200 on overweight luggage when we were coming over. So we're going to have to buy a lot of new suitcases. So on the way back, we won't have that problem.
Absolutely. What were you bringing that managed to get you charged so much?
I don't know. We've never been charged ever before.
Never?
Basically, I think it was a lot. We bought a lot of clothes, and we bought a lot of studded clothes. Then we loads of leather jackets and stuff for stage. Because stage clothes, because we have loads of costume changes at a concert, so it was probably just that. We actually secretly, John came over in the suitcases and I came over on the plane.
That's it. That'll do it. That'll get those excess charges in. Now, you, of course, have many, many loyal fans worldwide who know you from The X Factor and from Eurovision. Now, for those who are not familiar with you, what can you tell us about yourself?
Okay, if you're not familiar with John and Edward, we did X Factor 4 years ago. We have a lot of energy, but we can still be really cool. We first got tested because we had spiky hair. And since then, Miley Cyrus, a lot of people have copied our hair, but we're the first people to do it. And we do our own TV shows. We did loads of songs, loads of energy, really spontaneous, really unpredictable. And we have fans from Paul McCartney to everybody. We always make a big impact.
I'm sure you do.
We're 22, and we started when we were 17. And we don't have a particular genre. We kind of do pop, we do rap, we do it all.
Well, I think you'll certainly have some new fans after this interview. Now, you are the only act to have represented Ireland not once, but twice at the Eurovision Song Contests with your songs Lipstick and Waterline. Eurovision is a particularly significant event for Ireland, having won the competition more times than any other nation and being the launching pad for acts such as Riverdance. Can you tell us a little bit more about what performing at Eurovision is like?
Basically, we're the first people to ever represent Ireland 2 years in a row. And we didn't even win, but we made a huge impact. Basically, at Eurovision, there's a lot of acts. There's 50 countries, so you have to make yourself known. So me and John, we had outfits, we had popcorn outfits, we had crazy red outfits, and we designed our own costumes and we got them made. And it was so funny, even though we didn't win, everyone was still really interested in us. We were in Time magazine, we were on the Wall Street Journal, we were everywhere. Because I don't think anybody had seen anything like us at Eurovision before. And I feel like it kind of brought a lot of people together because in Ireland and the UK, it kind of got a lot of interest. There was higher viewer ratings and everything because there was a lot of press attention around me and John. And I think Australia, they voted us their winner the first year we did it, so that was really, really good. And that was the first time we kind of said, okay, we need to go to Australia, because a lot of people, because we're very cult following in Australia, and a lot of people watch it, so everyone's on the street kind of going, Jedward. And usually, like when you're on the MTV Music Awards, you might have like teenagers and younger kind of people watching it, but for the Eurovision, it's like a big, massive demographic of like people watching it. So you've got like a lot of people watching it, and they kind of recognise you then. So it's good to do.
Eurovision has a huge following in Australia, and you may be surprised that a couple of years ago I attended a Eurovision party, quite a big party in Melbourne, and Jedward far and away got the biggest support of any of the acts there, so you should congratulate yourself. Now, you were chosen by the London Organising Committee for the Olympic Games to carry the Olympic torch throughout the streets of Dublin in 2012. What can you tell us about that?
Basically, me and John, we get to do a lot of cool stuff in Ireland. Like when Barack Obama came to Ireland, we got to sing for him and perform for him. And then when the Olympics came to the UK, me and John, we got to run the torch. That was a big moment for us, because it's an iconic moment for all our fans, because we got to hold the torch. And it was kind of like our hair. And they kind of gave us a warning brief. They were like, okay, your hair's full of hairspray, do not go near the flame. So it was kind of crazy that this flame has been going around for years, and that we got to hold it for that moment in time. And we got the main, we got to run up Connaught Street, like the main street in the city of Dublin. We like ran up that, and everyone was clapping and cheering like crazy. Because I think like the Olympics are all about community and like bring people together. So it was because we do running ourselves. We used to run 15 miles a week. Like we ran a marathon. I remember we went to Los Angeles randomly to go to a movie premiere, and the day before we found out it was a marathon. So then we decided to do the marathon, and we completed it, 26 miles. And on stage, we're on stage for 2.5 hours when we're in concert, and so it keeps you fit. So like that's how we keep our energy levels up. But just like back to the whole Olympic thing, that's why we're doing it, because we were running before singing and everything.
Well, you're certainly a very talented duo. Now, when I put the call out on Twitter asking what people would like to ask you, I was overwhelmed by the response of your fans, and I've got a few Twitter questions I'd love to ask. Now, Jedward's Koala asked, who has been the most memorable person you have met or performed for?
I think Paul McCartney, because he's totally cool. And then he was putting us on the phone to lots of his relatives, and then he signed like loads of Beatles records for us. And I think Katy Perry's always memorable, because we've met a couple of times. Out of all like the major superstars, I think we've bumped into her a lot. Like we met her last week at the EMAs, and she's always really nice, because she's got a song on her new album called Double Rainbow, and we were talking to her about it being about us, and then she said that we're like a double rainbow. So it was really, really good. And I remember the first time we met her, she said we were like the perfect pop act. So that was like a real confident boost.
Absolutely, that's a pretty good reference from Katy Perry. Now, Ilona asks, what is the strangest rumour you've heard about yourself?
Strangest rumour? I think that we had hair extensions. We're like, no, our hair is all real.
I'm sure you're the real deal.
What are strange rumours? That we're going into the jungle. Well, they always say we're going to the jungle, but we're not going into the jungle. We're here on a tour. Because a lot of people from Ireland, when they saw us in the airport coming to Australia, thought we were going to be an I'm a Celebrity, get me out of here. We have like a show in Perth on the 23rd. Then we're in the Enmore Theatre on the 1st December, and then we are in Melbourne on the 30th. Can't wait.
Yes, you are. You certainly will be. Now, Christy asks, what do you have planned for 2014?
Okay, for 2014, well, we've been writing a lot of songs, so we're going to have our first album with all our own music on it and all our own lyrics, and that's going to be like a big launch album. And that'll be probably our first album in Australia. That'll be like our probably breakthrough album. And then we're going to have more tour dates. We'll be doing a lot of festivals around Europe. And then we'll do like a lot more TV shows. We'll probably meet some other world leader or some big world leader that will be like, whoa, I can't believe Trevor did that. Or we'll probably run a marathon. We'll have loads more pictures. Maybe our new TV show, Jared's Big Adventure, the 3rd season, is out in January. That's good.
Well, given the last few years you have, I have no doubt the 24 year will be another momentous year for you again. Now, Jed will be performing at the Palais Theatre in Melbourne on Saturday the 30th November, and tickets are currently available from Ticketmaster. Jedward's current records, Planet Jedward, Young Love and Victory are available. Jedward, Edward, Gurumorigat, thank you so much for joining us today at 3ZZZ, and we wish you the very best for your time in Australia.
You're like so professional.
Oh, thank you so much.
All about everything.
Thanks again. Bye-bye.
Bye.
And there we go with the interview. Claire, look, that sounded a lot of fun. They sound like a fun band, all right, the couple. So what was your thoughts on that interview with them?
Look, they really are fun. I've seen them perform a couple of times just on TV in terms of Eurovision, and they have such an energy and vivacity to them that I'm sure their show promises to be a real treat.
Very good. And look, they've obviously they've been well regarded to be able to perform for Barack Obama and to run the torch through London, perhaps through Dublin as well when it comes around. So that's pretty a great honour to be able to do that.
Absolutely, and I think the future will only hold even bigger and better things for them.
Yeah, indeed. And they have a tour. They're currently touring at the moment. But the performance in Melbourne, when's it happening?
That will be happening on next week on Saturday, the 30th of November.
And I think you've got a treat for listeners as well.
We do. I'm pleased to announce that we have 7 double passes to this show at the Palais Theatre next Saturday to give away. So if you want to go along to that show, I encourage you to call us here at 3ZZZ. Our number is 9415-1923. I encourage you to give us a call, and the first people to call will receive those double passes. So that number again is 9415-1923.
And are you setting a challenge for any of the callers, or are they just going to call in and the first 7 callers will get the tickets?
I think first in, best dressed.
Okay.
So get to it.
We'll not make it too difficult. Yeah. So
nice and easy.
That's a great treat, all right. And so anyone who have younger members of the family, perhaps, and who are supporters and fans of Jedward, is a great opportunity to get a couple of free tickets to go to the performance.
Please do give us a call.
And so that sounds pretty exciting. Now, you've also got a track just to whet people's appetite of the type of music that Jedward perform.
Yes.
So do you want to play that, and we'll go to that track now?
Yes, this is Jedward's track from the 2012 Eurovision competition, which is Waterline.